Salvē, Philly, and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at John chapter 4, verse 21. Here is our rubric. What we're looking for as we go through the text. Let's go ahead and get started. Dicit ei Jesus, mulier, crede mihi, quia veniat hora quando neque in monte hoc, neque in Hierusalumis adorabitis Patra. And there we have it. So, dicit, seen that before, don't need to parse it likewise. Ei Jesus, but I'm going to hold off on that. So, Jesus says to her, and I think it's here that we enter direct discourse. Now, mulier is in the nominative form, which prevents it from being part of this clause and just being another referent for dicit. So it has to start us off, which then means that mulier must be vocative, singular, and feminine of the third declension, so you can't really distinguish it that well. Woman, crede, that E right there for the second person singular, present, active, imperative. And then you get mihi as the object of crede, as crede once a dative, as the thing believed in, dative, singular. Believe me, quia introducing direct discourse. So that's often one of the words that you don't need to translate. That. Veniet, we got et right there, so this is from veneo, venire. So that e tells us that this could either be a future or it could be a subjunctive. Taking a look at this, you've got quando, and quando means when. I don't think we have any specific clause that wants a subjunctive. And thinking back to what the Greek has, the equivalent in the Greek is future, so veniet here is probably also going to be future, so that's how I'm going to treat it. So third singular future active indicative, and then hora is clearly nominative singular and feminine, that hour comes, quando, when, neque, I got another neque over here, so you've got neither nor. Note that que functions as and, it's just connected to ne. And now when it is a suffix, it introduces a question. But when it is not a suffix, then it is a negative. Normally it's a negative fulfilling a similar role to ut. So neither in monte, prepositional phrase here plus the ablative, singular and masculine, hoc being the end of that, in this mountain, nor, prepositional phrase, actually do have a preposition with Jerusalem instead of where we found it originally, so plus ablative, this is going to be plural again, in Jerusalem, probably have the prepositional phrase there so that there's symmetry between these two clauses. Adorabitis, bobis bit right there, so it's a second person plural. It is present, no, not present, what's wrong with me? Future, active and indicative. You will worship or pray to. Patra. EM right there, the third declension is accusative, singular, and masculine as the object of adoro. Okay. And it's interesting here that Jesus has chosen to say Father rather than God. I don't know where this event falls around the time that Jesus teaches the disciples how to pray, and he would have taught them to pray to God as Father. So I don't know if they already have that set up, because it doesn't show up in John. And it's just a very interesting thought, as at least for a lot of the Greeks and probably also the Jews, gods are these very distant things. For the Greeks, they're kind of nasty, trivial creatures. Whereas for the Jews, you've got the creator of the universe. And you probably feel very far away. But here with Jesus telling her that you're not just going to be praying to God, but you're going to be praying to the Father. That brings God very close, frighteningly close, if you will. But it should also be a wonderfully comforting thing that the creator of the universe has come so close to us that he wants us to call him Father. He has made us his own children. So yes, he is terrifying because he made the universe, but he's also comforting because he loves you and me. It's great. Well, there we have that. Let's take a look at it in its own context and then from verse 7. Jesus says to her, "Woman, believe me, that hour comes when neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem will you worship Father." All right, verse 7. A woman comes down from Samaria to draw water. Jesus says to her, "Give to me to drink," for his disciples had gone away into the city in order that they might buy food. Therefore woman says to him, that Samaritan one, "How do you, although you are a Jew, ask earnestly from me to drink, who am a Samaritan woman? For Jews do not have dealings with Samaritans." Jesus responded and said to her, "If you knew gift of God and who it is who says to you, 'Give to me to drink,' you yourself perhaps would ask him, and he would give to you living water." Woman says to him, "Lord, you do not indeed have something in which you may draw, and well is deep. From where, therefore, do you have living water? Surely you are not greater than our father Jacob, who gave to us well and himself drank from it, and his sons and his flocks." Jesus responded and said to her, "Everyone who drinks from this well will thirst again. However, who will have drunk from water which I myself will give him will not thirst for forever. But water which I will give to him will be in him fountain of springing water into eternal life," or for eternal life. Woman says to him, "Lord, give to me this water in order that I do not thirst and not come hither to draw." Jesus says to her, "Go quickly, call your husband and come hither." Woman responded and said, "I do not have husband." Jesus says to her, "You have said well that I do not have husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and whom you have now is not your husband. You have said this truly." The woman says to him, "Lord, I see that you are a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and you yourselves say that in Jerusalem is a place where it is necessary to worship." Jesus says to her, "Woman, believe me, that hour comes when neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem will you worship Father." There we have it. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you. I hope that you have a very good day. Wally.
What? You're still awake? Why are you still here then? You should be reading a book. Or if not reading, you should watch one of these other videos. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you next week.